Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Honor the Land. I am Max Loeb, he is Chef Zay, and we have a jam-packed episode for you today. An awesome interview with Browns OTA and rookie minicamp standout Luke Floria, talking about his upbringing locally, what it means to play for his hometown team, as well as a couple other pieces of very interesting Browns news in the wide receiver room. Myles Garrett being voted the best edge rusher in the NFL, and some top 100 discussion for what Cleveland Browns could be on the list. But Zay, how are you doing? Welcome back into another summer offseason week where there is a lot going on in our world, but not really in the NFL world.
Well, I'm dripping hot right now. Compliments of Burke and Ohio Mother Nature. But, other than that, I'm finally back in the studio after it seems like, 2-3 shows or something like that. Yeah. So it's good to be back. How you feeling on this literally extremely hot summer day in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm good. The weather's really nice. Want to get outside a little bit more today. It's beautiful out, but it is hot, like you talked about. Yeah, no, I'm good. There's not been a ton of NFL news, but it seems like the couple pieces of news have revolved around the Browns, which it's weird. It seems like that's how it goes in the offseason, especially this offseason. But I do want to start with a video that you made, something you talked about, a potential rumor for Terry McLaurin, who is unsettled in Washington waiting for a contract extension, to potentially get moved. And if he were to get moved, Andrew Berry picking up the phone. We know the history, right? Do you think there's any chance that could happen?
Is there a chance? Yeah, like 1 in a million chance. We're talking Dumb and Dumber chance, but I don't think it's anything that's let me hold my breath and see. But I do think it's one of those things where it's like, if it makes sense and this is the guy that Andrew Berry truly believes in, and I think I don't think he's truly found a guy that he's like, I'm willing to give this guy the $30 million or the $27.8 million per year and put all my faith into him. And if the compensation made sense, I think I would be all for it. It just scares me because I was never one of those Terry McLaurin's this top 5-10 receiver league guy, you know what I mean? But putting him with a guy like Jerry Jeudy with this offense, it could be scary hours in Ohio. So is there a chance? Sure, but I don't think it's a big chance.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if the general manager of the Cleveland Browns name was anything but Andrew Berry or maybe Howie Roseman, there's no shot, right? But because Andrew Berry has been notorious to get receivers via trade or get somebody on a cheaper deal and extend them moving forward. The only thing with Terry McLaurin now, it's really not extending him moving forward. It's Terry McLaurin, I believe the words were, I want $30 million, saying he wants $30 million from Washington with just 1 year left on his contract. So it's not really extending him forward. It's saying, okay, we know we want you here. We're going to pay you. It's not a get ahead of extension so we can have a Jerry Jeudy deal that looks like pennies on the dollar right now, like he talked about. I don't think there's a great chance. And if that were to happen, say goodbye to any big free agents you can sign the next year or two and anybody you want to extend, like a Greg Newsome or a Martin Emerson.
You think that would take that out of the picture?
I think so. It's tough with Deshaun Watson's money. It really is. As bad as that continues to be, it's tough. That's a big hit, and they're going to wind up, if they cut him, eating dead money next year. It's hard. It's hard to see them having more than 2 big extensions moving forward.
So who's the guy? So what is we always kind of talk about it every single week, do you still kind of feel like there's maybe one more move that we haven't seen yet? Or should the guys that we see coming into this training camp in a couple weeks are the guys that we're going to be talking about throughout the entirety of the rest of the offseason, beginning of the season?
I do think it's going to be the majority of this offseason, majority of the beginning of the season. It's going to be the guys they have now. I have a weird feeling somebody's going to pop up we don't expect. I don't know if that's somebody that's off the roster, though. I feel like we have covered all our bases on Honor Land, talking about all the receivers, and we'll hear Luke talking a little bit here about the receiver room, what he's learned, what he's been able to do. But there's always somebody that kind of comes out of nowhere in training camp. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's somebody that we're just not expecting to have as good of a training camp and they just play better. But I find it hard to believe with the approach they've had in the draft, really with the approach they've had all offseason too. There are still vets out there that money is not an issue for them. Maybe they don't want to play in Cleveland, but money's not an issue there. You're telling me you can't bring back Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen on a cheaper deal? Money's not the issue. I think they have belief in the guys there with an eye towards the future, because in a perfect world, do you bring back Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson? Can you? I don't know. It seems unlikely. But in a perfect world, if you could financially make that happen, I would take that over a big splash receiver every single time.
I just think it's a tough spot to be in with receiver because, number one, it seems like you're always finding guys in the third, fourth, fifth round that could turn into something. And then you look at the other side of the coin, being a Browns fan, and them taking guys in the first round never works out in the receiver room. So it's always that rock in a hard place in terms of receiver and Cleveland Browns. You mentioned you'd rather have the Emerson and the Newsome. I think I'm with you in that camp. I'm also in the same camp that I'm like, I also know that Andrew Berry and these guys can find them a gem or two in that secondary. So I wonder what their thought process is. Is Jeremiah Smith on their mind at all? Like, how far ahead are you thinking? Because I think a lot of this plays into the main point, which is, what are they taking this season as? Are they looking at this as we're going out here and we're trying to win, or we're going out here and we're trying to compete? Like, I think that's a real conversation that they're trying to figure out, because like you said, you bring in a guy like Terry McLaurin, that screams they're trying to win. And you don't bring in Terry McLaurin, that screams, well, we're going to compete because we have faith in Cedric Tillman, we have faith in Jerry Jeudy being our one, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to be in that situation where it's like, we're running it back, and if it doesn't happen, we're just going to throw everything off to the side and kind of like rebuild, because that's what it kind of feels like is going to happen. If they tank the season, there's going to be a lot of new faces next year.
Yeah, I agree. It's just hard to think of who's going to leave outside of the guys who are immediate contract question marks, like Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still think the roster, because of how much young talent's on there and because of how many rookies they have, is going to look moderately similar next year, regardless of how good they are in terms of the personnel. Like, the veteran quarterbacks, and then I'd say one of Emerson or Newsome probably gone. But, like, outside of that, I mean, I don't know. I don't think the roster is going to look wildly different, but they are in a tough spot now.
Cornerstone pieces, maybe. Like, I feel like I just feel like we're in a time frame with this team where we've had a lot of, it's weird to say continuity with the Browns, especially with the guys that we've had.
There's been a ton.
But there's a lot of guys that have been around the block with this team, and it's just like, maybe we're, turning a new leaf here, and it's like, maybe we're getting away from, changing cornerstone pieces every few seasons, and I'm just going back into the history and thinking of that. But maybe you're right. Maybe they find a world where Emerson or Newsome just exceeds expectation, and you just can't let him walk, and you bring them both back. So I don't know. I guess it's just time will tell, essentially.
Yeah, time will tell. And that biggest cornerstone piece, Myles Garrett, was just voted number one edge rusher in the NFL across the board. Did you look at the full list? Did you have any thoughts about the full list?
I didn't, because I imagine they probably have, Parsons 2 and T.J. Watt 3 or vice versa.
T.J. Watt 2. I believe Parsons was 3, and then they had Trey Hendrickson below Nick Bosa, if I'm not mistaken, and Max Crosby. And Max Crosby may have been 3, but I'm pretty sure those are the top 4. And then I don't hate this: Nick Bosa, Trey Hendrickson.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't think Trey
Does that hurt
Hendrickson's
his conversation in terms of the contract? Like, hey, you weren't.
I don't know.
I mean, you know, Cincy or Kentucky kind of grind me like that.
If they're taking a page out of the Jets front office, who's looking at Madden ratings for a guy like Jerry Jeudy. I think it might affect it, but the reality with Trey Hendrickson and T.J. Watt is that they're still waiting for extensions. We wait to see, but thank God that Myles Garrett
Aiden Hutchinson's
is back.
got 5.
Ooh.
Oh,
Max. I didn't see Max Crosby at 6. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is different than ESPN, because I know Jared Verse was 10. I do remember that. But regardless, Nick Bosa ahead of Trey Hendrickson. I mean, I agree with it for sure. But T.J. Watt.
Is there a world he gets traded? Because it seems like that
Trey
fire.
Hendrickson?
No. T.J. Watt.
Oh yeah,
It seems like that flame is starting to get a little bit hotter.
Yeah. I mentioned it last week. I posted a video about it. Actually, I think the day after our episode, Washington. And I don't know if
that would be.
I don't think a Washington or a McLaurin for Watt trade is a real thing, but like, you never know. L.A. Chargers. Well, L.A. both the Rams and the Chargers. The Rams might throw it. I'm telling you, there's something about the Rams. Les Snead, what he does, how he operates, and the fact that they would be the best team in the NFL, I think, if they got T.J. Watt. I can confidently believe in that roster as the best in the league. You don't think so?
Hot take alert.
I mean, who's better? Baltimore, maybe? Philly?
Wait, you're saying the Rams the best team in the entire league?
If they got T.J. Watt, yeah.
One player.
Yeah. That the most important unit in football. Well, yeah, most important unit in football with two top 10 edge rushers. Baltimore is tough. Baltimore and Philly are tough, but I'd take them over Buffalo for sure. I'd take them over Detroit.
You're taking San Fran, or you're taking the Rams over Detroit?
If they have T.J. Watt, yeah. Yeah. I think, well, just on we won't go too far down the rabbit hole, but Detroit
Eagles?
Eagles and Baltimore are ones I'd actually have to think about. But yeah, outside of those, I don't know. Detroit, it's tough making up for a loss of 2 coordinators in Detroit.
So I'm kind of going down this rabbit hole
Let's do it.
That it was all the beginning of this offseason talk, which was Matthew Stafford coming into Cleveland. Should they go get him? Should they make the big trade for him? Why didn't we go get Matthew Stafford if this is the take that you have? Because you talk about one guy being TJ Watt making that team better. What is obviously I'm going to ruffle some feathers here, but
let's do it.
We're a year away from being the top defense in the league. We had a bad year last year. Why wouldn't you have that same expectation for the Browns if they added Matthew Stafford this offseason? Because essentially, Myles Garrett's better than TJ Watt. Our defense is still one of the better defenses in the league, despite last year. I don't care what people can talk about last year all they want, but if you're saying TJ Watt is that much of a difference maker, why didn't we go get Matthew Stafford?
Well, to answer the question about what the difference is, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Sean McVay.
Fair.
That's the difference to me, and those are 3 extremely high-level people at each of their jobs. But I think the Browns were in a weird spot at the quarterback position where they didn't have enough talent on the roster to be like, we need to go win now, whereas the Rams did. And truthfully, I think the Giants across the roster, who were the other big team for Matthew Stafford, did. It seemed like Stafford didn't really want to go there. He actually took less money from what we understand to stay in L.A., but yeah, I don't think the Browns were in the right spot to really lean into this team as a win-now team. And you know what? Maybe if they gotten Stafford, they went in a different direction and signed another big receiver, or they traded for somebody, or they kept Obo Okoronkwo. Who knows? But with the direction they seem to be going, it was tough to think of that.
Let's say Joe Flacco goes into 2023 form, and he cuts down the interceptions in half, and they added Terry McLaurin to this team.
Yeah.
Where does that put you? Because you say they don't have enough weapons to be in that win-now mode. But if we're talking about how TJ Watt is affecting that defense, Myles Garrett's on this team. If you added a guy like Terry McLaurin, you have Junkins, who is projected to be that guy, David Njoku, who we think is a top 10 tight end in the league, Jerry Jeudy, who is a number 1, and then you have Terry McLaurin on the other side. Would that change your mind a little bit? What piece makes them the type of contender like you feel like the Rams are?
Patrick Mahomes.
So we're putting Stafford in the Patrick Mahomes category now?
No. The type of contender that makes the Browns the contender that the Rams would be is Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Joe Burrow, but those top 3 guys. If Joe Flacco returned to 2023 form and the Browns had Terry McLaurin, I don't know if they'd be the best team in the division, but they're a playoff team, I think. I think they're good enough to make the playoffs if Flacco is still that good, or if any quarterback play is just up to an above-average standard, and they have Terry McLaurin, yes, but I don't know. That's shooting a full court shot here. I don't know. That's tough. It's tough to ask.
I like shooting full court shots. They never go in, but it's always fun shooting them.
Yeah, it is. I'm with you. But the receiver room, regardless, is in a decent spot now because of the younger guys who have stepped up throughout OTAs. And that's been the reality of it. That's a huge reason the Browns have not made any moves, or at least the way we see it, are planning on making any moves in the receiver room. And a huge part in that is Luke Floria from Menor, local kid who stepped in undrafted in Browns rookie minicamp and OTAs and stepped up enormously with Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. And we're going to talk to him up next on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Honor the Land is proudly sponsored by Infiniti. Safety never looked this good. Test drive the Infiniti QX80, the 2024 IIHS top safety pick. Safety never looked this good. With a suite of standard intelligent safety features, the QX80 and IIHS top safety pick is as safe as it is luxurious. The all-new Infiniti QX80. Kickback and comfort and safety. Relax. The all-new Infiniti QX80 has 3 spacious rows, as well as being the IIHS top safety pick. Now, the Infiniti QX60 puts your family first, and so do we. With a suite of standard safety features, that 2025 QX60 and IIHS top safety pick plus is as safe as it is luxurious. Safe enough for your little ones. Meet your new security blanket, the 2025 QX60 and IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into Honor the Land. I am Max Loeb. He is Chevsay, and we are joined by a very special guest today. OTA standout, Menor local, Luke Floria. Luke, we appreciate you hopping on. Welcome to the show.
Having me.
Welcome to the show. You pulled up to Burke. You said you'd never been here before despite being a local kid. What do you think of the studio?
This is awesome.
Right?
This is phenomenal setup. I hear a lot of people complain about Burke, but they come in here. I don't think there'd be too many complainers anymore.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
awesome.
turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're trying. That's why we're doing this. But yeah, like we mentioned, you're local, grew up East Side, went to Kent State, and now you're here playing for the Cleveland Browns. Tell us a little bit more about your upbringing for those who don't know.
Yeah, so grew up in Menor my whole life. Graduated from there. Tough year, 2020, COVID year, so not the most fun graduation I ever had. But yeah, I grew up playing in the Menor Football League my whole life. Stayed playing through the middle schools and played at Menor High School for 4 years, and then I was fortunate enough to go on and play at Kent State and stay in Northeast Ohio. And now I'm playing for the Browns, so I can't get out of Northeast Ohio if I tried to. So
Are you a Browns fan, though? That's the real question.
my entire life.
Okay.
I tell everyone my dad had season tickets probably the first 15 years of my life until I kind of got to college and couldn't really go to the games anymore. So I went to all the Browns games growing up. I was in the Muni lot as a little kid throwing the football around. So yeah, I'm a Browns fan.
Gosh,
So what's that feeling like? Like, obviously, if I was in your situation, I grew up loving the Browns too, so I know exactly what you're feeling like. Like, what's it mean to get to strap up for a team that you watched every single Sunday being a kid until now?
I'm going to be honest, it really didn't hit me, like going through rookie minicamp and going through OTAs. 'Cause it was all kind of just like taking it all in like through a fire hose. Like I didn't really have time to relax and think about it because I'm like, I got to learn the playbook, I got to learn that. But kind of this last month we've had off since minicamp ended, it's kind of been cool, seeing people from back home and getting around like the guys I grew up with and hearing them talk all about it. So it's really cool. It's an honor.
Are they giving you crap? Or are they throwing you little jokes?
Absolutely.
Like, I know it. It's got to be.
Absolutely.
What's the
Hey,
best
they're
one you've got
like,
so far?
We're still going to boo you if you drop a ball. I'm like, all right.
Your real friends right
Yeah.
there.
Those are real friends.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it does mean a little bit more playing for you. Have you found that? You said it didn't really sink in, but when it did start to sink in, was there any type of added motivation or passion for what you're doing now because it means a little bit more?
Absolutely. I mean, I see that orange helmet every day, especially like the first day of rookie minicamp showing up. And it was cool seeing like my name. They put the little sticker on there, like Floriea on there across. And I was like, oh, shoot, this is real. Like, dreamed of this my whole life, and now it's kind of here. But yeah, especially, like I said, being home. Like, I was up at Mitch Trubisky has a camp at Menor every year, and people are coming up to me like, when are you getting the Luke Floria camp? I'm like, I'm not at that point yet, guys. I'm not on Mitch's level. But yeah, it's just cool being around those people and kind of seeing them, and they got to see every step of my journey, and getting here, it's awesome.
After the first season, though, we're going to get a Luke Floria camp in Menor, right? Obviously.
Yeah, we'll get one. I'll figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't even imagine the team you grew up watching, rooting for, walking into their locker room and seeing your name up there. That's got to be so crazy. What's crazy to us was the, I guess, post-draft process for you to get there. Can you walk us through that, what it was being like, undrafted, not sure where you're going to go, not sure if you're going to go somewhere, and then somehow, some way finding your way back here?
Yeah, so post-draft was, I mean, it's tough sitting there for 3 days. Obviously everyone has the dream of hearing your name called, and you hear all these things from your agent and teams reaching out. And like I played in the Hula Bowl after the season at Kent. I feel like I got a pretty good Hula Bowl. I showed what I can do, and I had interviews there with a bunch of different teams, and just not really hearing anything after draft day. And the Browns were my only minicamp invite, which is kind of nuts. Yeah. But ended up working out that way. I ended up making the team, which is awesome. But yeah, it was a whirlwind of a kind of a week there where you're kind of hearing everything all at once, and you're like, man, everyone has those like thoughts, especially being undrafted, like, man, is this really for me? Like, I just waste all my time. And it's kind of like telling yourself like everything happens for a reason. No, you're gonna end up in the spot where you need to be because that's how it's intended. Yeah,
absolutely. Did you feel like there was something or multiple things that helped you persevere through that when the odds were seemingly stacked against you?
Yeah, I'd say my family, of course, sticking with me through this whole thing. And got an older brother that's 5 years older than me, and he played in Canada for a little bit, and just, kind of hearing his process and how it all went down, and getting to be able to watch him, and he was giving me advice all the time, like, dude, like, you're good enough to do this, like, just stay with it. Like, I know it's frustrating, like, but there's nothing you can do about it. And that was kind of the main thing. It was all out of my control. Like, if I could control it, that'd be great, but I couldn't control anything that was going on. That's the most frustrating part.
So you said it didn't hit you until this break, but let's go back a little bit. After you sign with the Browns, you go through that mini camp. You're the highlight reel of the week with Shedeur Sanders and that touchdown catch. I mean, I imagine what was that like? Take us through that feeling. I know your phone had 1,000 messages after that because I mean, Shedeur Sanders is the shiny light toy right now that everyone wants to talk about.
I thought that was the most like notifications I think I've ever had on my phone at once. I had to turn my Twitter notifications off. I turned Instagram, all that off, because I mean, I didn't even really realize like what just happened. Like, all right, I caught a pass in rookie minicamp, like sweet.
Routine.
But yeah, it's just normal fade. Like, we got in the huddle, and Shedeur looks at me. He goes, "It's man, I'm throwing it to you." I'm like, sweet. I go out, I see it's cover one. I'm like, I don't think he's a liar. Like, I think he's gonna let this thing fly to me. Threw me a nice ball. I caught it, and yeah, my phone was nuts after that.
Gosh, I can't even imagine.
What's that huddle like? I know, obviously, it's gotta be, you gotta feel it with a guy like Shedeur coming in. Yeah. So when you're in that huddle and he's telling you straight up, like, if it's man, I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
You kind of, it's almost like the pressures. Did you have that fear of a deer in the headlights, or was it just like, you know what, whatever, let's just go do this?
I would say, with every quarterback we got, it's like that because, I mean, from the time you start playing football, from Pee Wee all the way to playing in the NFL, I feel like it's the same. Like, you don't want to be that guy in the huddle that a guy can't count on, or if the play's supposed to be designed. Even if you're an O-lineman and you got to pull and make the block that's going to free the run, you don't want to be that guy that messes that up. So it's been kind of that pressure you've had your entire life sitting in that huddle. So I think that just getting all those reps my entire life just led to that one play that kind of blew everything up for me, which
was a great catch.
I'm very thankful for.
I mean, amazing catch, honestly.
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely,
that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debate whether I got 1 or 2 in, but I got 2 in.
Look good our way.
I got 2 in.
We are going to talk a little bit more about that transition from college to NFL, but we'll talk a little bit more about OTAs up next on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb. He is Chef Say, and we are here with Luke Floria, Browns wide receiver, OTA standout. Luke, we want to talk a little bit more about OTAs. Obviously, you've gotten reps, rookie minicamp, and OTAs with pretty much every quarterback all across the board, but more with the rookies, right? Yeah. Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. In the couple of weeks you've been with them, what has stuck out to you about them, both holistically, how they approach it, and individually in their own play styles?
I would just say they're all unique in their own different way. Like, we'll talk about Shedeur again, and he's likes to have fun out there is the best I can describe it. He comes on the field and he's going up to the receivers and like thinking of celebrations to do when we score, like creating celebrations and all that, and that's awesome. It lightens up the mood. Everyone feels like, 'cause you go in there, especially the first couple of days of minicamp, and everyone's tight, everyone's stiff, everyone's like, I can't make a mistake, and he's coming up to you asking, you think he has an important question for you? He's like, hey, twin, what celebration you want to do? Yeah, all right. Like, I like it.
You can know that.
Definitely loosens you up and makes you play a little freer out there. And then me and Dylan have gotten super close over these last couple of weeks. He's a ball guy through and through. He loves football. You can tell how seriously he takes it. He's never not studying the playbook, never not looking at his stuff. And that gives you confidence as a receiver because, he's going to go in there and put you in the right spot and put you where you need to be, not put you in harm's way or anything. And then the vets are just the vets. I mean, Kenny and Joe are awesome. If Joe will pull me aside and be like, hey, you should take your angle this way instead of that way. And me and Kenny have gotten close. He talks to me like, hey, on third down, like, I think you should have broke out on this option route instead of in. Just stuff like that. Like, they have so much knowledge of the game, and they can just give you like little tidbits here and there that just help me a lot.
How do you juggle the timing with 4 different quarterbacks getting reps with multiple guys? And like you said, Kenny said, hey, maybe you should have broken out a little bit different. Like, is there an adjustment that you have to make? Does Shedeur like that break a little bit later, whereas Kenny likes a little bit quicker? Is there an adjustment that you have to make?
I wouldn't say there's too big of an adjustment. As long as you're in the right spot and you're where you need to be and you're making decisive decisions for the quarterbacks, all 4 of them are going to put it on you. All 4 of them are going to give you a good ball and make you look good. So I don't think it's too big of like, all right, if Joe's in there, I got to do this, or if Kenny's in there, I got to do this or that. Like it's all pretty much the same. You just got to make the right decision for them, and they'll help you out and make you look good.
Do you feel like the comfort level with the rookies, because you've had more reps with them, is, I guess, noticeably better, or have you really not seen that much of a difference?
I haven't seen too much of a difference. I have gotten, so it's honestly been the best thing for me is that we drafted 2 quarterbacks because we have to 2-spot practice, so the rookies will be on their own field and the vets will be on their own. So the rookies get, which I didn't really realize until some of the older receivers were talking to me about it. Like, dude, you guys are lucky. You're getting an insane amount of reps compared to my rookie year. Like, so that's helped me a lot because like everything else in life, the more you do something, the better you're going to get at. So the more I can be out on that field going against other pros, the better I'm going to be. So I don't really think that like there's a whole difference with any of them really.
Good enough, yeah. That makes sense.
So there's been comparisons been thrown around to you. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen them. Julian Edelman's been one that
Seen
you've
a lot
been
of them,
compared
yeah.
to a lot. Is that somebody that you see yourself comparing yourself to? Who did you grow up emulating? Obviously, being 5'8", I'm talking to short people here, so
Yeah.
we know how that feeling is. Like, who'd you look up to, and is Edelman a good comparison?
Obviously, I looked up to Edelman, especially once I knew I was going to Kent State. Like, that was my guy. Like, he's one of one, going from Kent to the Patriots to now he's in the Patriots Hall of Fame. Like, he's one of one. But there's a lot of guys I really looked up to, and kind of once I knew, because I actually played quarterback my freshman and sophomore year of high school.
Little Josh Cribbs. What
So
is this, like a pattern here?
I played a little bit of quarterback, but then we had a really good kid come up, Ian Kipp, who actually was at Kent with me for a year. He was a stud. I was like, you know what? You're going to be the quarterback. I'm going to play receiver. We're going to be much better off as a high school football team doing that. So once I kind of made that full-time switch receiver, that's kind of really when I started diving into receivers. And Doug Baldwin's one of my favorites. Cole Beasley. Everyone says Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp's huge. I don't think people realize that. Like, he's ginormous. I'm not nearly as big as Cooper Kupp is, but he's fun to watch just because he runs an option route probably better than anyone else in the league. But just guys like that, guys that quick in and out of cuts. Feel like they're always in the right spot for the quarterbacks, and just guys that are dependable and you can rely on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like now you're surrounded by a lot of really good receivers, but real technicians and guys like Jerry Jeudy and Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything from those guys in the couple of weeks that you've been with them that you've almost immediately been able to put into your game?
Absolutely. I mean, I watch Jerry very close. Jerry's awesome. I don't know if anyone's ever came on and said that. Jerry's probably the nicest guy in the receiver room. Like, first day, came up to me, introduced himself. Like, he's awesome. And he always goes first in our drills and our reps. And, I watch him very closely because I try to emulate. And whatever Jerry's doing, I'm doing exactly that. Like, he's made a nice name for himself, had a phenomenal year. Was he sixth in the league last year in receiving yards? Like, phenomenal year last year. He's going to do the same exact thing this year.
So you're a Browns fan, obviously. You've been through these dreaded seasons with us. You know the feeling of fans and how we feel. What's the being in the locker room? We've had a couple players on talk about how this year the intensity feels different. The energy just feels night and day different than from what it was last year. What is the energy that you feel walking into the locker room being as a rookie? Obviously, you weren't in the locker room last year, but you were a fan, so you know what we were feeling. Can you feel the intensity? Is there a sense of urgency? Do people feel like they're practicing with a chip on your shoulder?
I mean, I feel like everyone's just ready to work. I think throughout the whole building, top to bottom, everyone's kind of got a bad taste in their mouth how last year went. We're kind of going with we're not doing anything how we did it last year. We're kind of doing a flip on everything, and I think everyone comes into work every day. Everyone kind of remembers the season they had last year, and we're just ready to go, honestly. Like, I know everyone's excited to get back to training camp. Everyone's excited to get to that first preseason game and the regular season game.
I'm ready for that too, honestly.
I think we all are.
I'm ready for that.
I think we're all dreading the summer months. We're going to continue the interview with Luke Floria up next on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb. He is Chevsay, and we are here with Luke Floria. Luke, a standout in Browns rookie minicamp and OTAs, is coming in as somebody who may look a little bit smaller than the other guys on the field. And we want to talk to you about what that's been translating from college to the NFL. Luke, like Zay said earlier, you're talking two short guys here. How difficult has it been to transition to playing not necessarily a more physical game, but more physically imposing players across the board? And have you found any secrets, any ways to maneuver that have helped you make that transition or make that leap?
Yeah, so I've always been the smallest guy, I think, my entire life. Like, even playing youth football, like, I wasn't one of those kids that was, like, the bigger ones out there that you'd see. I was always the smallest guy. Still haven't hit my growth spurt yet, waiting on that day. But, I've kind of just, I wouldn't say just learned to deal with it, but I've kind of just figured out how to thrive in being vertically challenged. And, it's just, I think number one thing is just got to work a little harder,
Mhm.
especially when getting looked at in college and even the NFL. Like, my height and weight don't exactly stand out or jump out at anybody, especially getting recruited for college. I can't tell you the number of schools that were like, yeah, we love you, but we're looking for a 6'1" or 6'2" outside receiver. And I was like,
Thanks.
you're lost, but cool.
My growth
Like,
spurt's coming in 2 summers.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. But yeah, it's just a lot of that I've heard kind of all growing up. Like, I was a pretty solid high school basketball player. And, get your shot blocked every once in a while going in 6'8", 6'9". But it's kind of like that. You learn how to hit them with a pump fake, and they jump, you lean in, and you get 2 free throws. Like, it's kind of just been like that my whole life. And, a lot of teams, especially in college, would try to put like a 6'2", 6'3" safety on me. That was
Cookies.
a bad choice. I mean, I'm like, guys' feet are not quick enough to cover me. So, like, I've just kind of learned to, like, be quick in and out of my breaks. You got to make fast decisions. You got to beat guys with speed a lot of the time. You're not really going to be the guy that pushes the DB off the line because you're not going to physically impose them at all. So just kind of dealing with stuff like that my whole life. I've just learned to kind of be crafty, kind of find my own role and find how to excel in that.
So you say that, you in college, obviously, it's a different speed than in the NFL. Like you said, you're just going to be quicker than the guy. When you come into the NFL, everybody's going to be quick. So what do you think is going to be the biggest key to your success and making an impact and standing out, making a team and getting a contract with it? What do you think is going to be your biggest key to stand out and be like, hey, this 5'8" ain't nothing to play with. Like, lock it in and let's get it. Because, like you said, you can't just run past these DBs because they're the same speed as you.
Yeah, like I said, just kind of, I don't want to say being smarter than the opponent, but like I said earlier, like being consistent, being the guy that is in the right spot for the quarterbacks at the right time. If you can look out there and you know what coverage they're playing, you know where the empty spaces are. You can run your option route and go sit right in the hole and catch it and get 6 or 7 yards on 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4 and move the chains, and everyone loves you. You didn't have to do anything crazy. You just had to be smarter than the guy across me. I really didn't realize how that was probably until I got to college. And there's that one clip of Cooper Kupp. He's got like a post-game interview.
I know exactly the clip you're talking about, yeah.
They're like asking him about a big play he had, and I forget what coverage it was. He rattles off like a 20-word coverage, and the reporter's like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, but like people that actually know football, like that is like insanely impressive. So, it's like being a guy that gets there early and watches a little extra film, just working a little harder than the guys you're playing across from, so you have a better idea of what they're doing instead of they know what you're doing. Like just stuff like that is a way I think I can be successful.
Do you think your experience at Kent helped you to a point where it's almost easier now in the NFL learning that stuff or working with that stuff?
I would think so, yeah. Especially this last year, we got a new offensive coordinator, Matt Carney. He's an Eds guy, actually, so we always go back and forth about our men or Eds days. But he came in, and he's kind of got like more of like a pro-style offense, and that helped me tremendously, kind of getting into rookie minicamp and being able to learn that playbook as fast as humanly possible. Because they only give you that like maybe 2 days before you show up. So, like I said, you're kind of drinking out of a fire hose there and just flipping through the pages, getting as much information as you can possibly hold, and showing up and just praying that one of the plays that you remember on there is called in the huddle.
That's awesome.
I feel like that's funny you say that because, like, it's just, believe it or not, I did a little football at Wilmington College, and you saying that you're praying that they know what you're like, bro, I know a couple of things, say the one word, so I know if I'm running a screen, a dig, or what. Like, that's funny. Especially
like the first day you're in there, like, you hear the protection calls, you hear like what the running backs got, and you're like, I don't think that's for me, but you're just hoping you hear like drive, like, oh, I know like everyone knows what drive is. I'm good. Like, I can go out there and run that.
That's funny.
That's awesome. What kind of role has Tommy Rees played in all this too? Because obviously, if you come from even a year of a pro style offense, you're better suited for stepping into your first year in the NFL. How has Tommy Rees also helped bridge that gap?
He's made things a lot simpler from what I've kind of heard from the other receivers that were here in years prior. He's kind of simplified the offense a little bit, and the play calls aren't as wordy, I guess, as they used to be. So that makes it a lot easier for everybody to go in the huddle and kind of understand what's going on. But no, Tommy's been great. We've built a pretty solid relationship, I feel like, through OTAs and minicamp, and I think he's going to do a great job this year.
That's awesome.
Who are you looking forward to cooking most in training camp this year? Because Browns receivers, for some reason, have one or two guys where they just cook Denzel Ward or cook Emerson.
I'm not coming out here and saying I'm cooking.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to throw
he's
you
my
under
locker.
the bus.
He's my locker neighbor. I'm not. I gotta see him every day, face to face. I'm not saying anything.
You know what I'm saying? You should know his little tips and tricks to get under his skin.
Well,
Then
who do you think's been the toughest cover so far? Then who's given you the most trouble? I guess so far.
Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
I ran like a corner route, and it was one of the last days of minicamp, like day 2 or day 3 of minicamp, and we're in the red zone, ran a corner, we're in the back corner. Obviously, we're standing hip to hip. I'm not open. He goes, I knew that one was coming. I'm like, all right, good. Like, I'm glad you did.
guess I can just run by you.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a tough one. You say you got to win with speed now. If you're a little bit undersized, it's tough when the guy who's bigger than you is like as athletic as Denzel Ward too.
Yeah.
He's a freak. I mean, he's
unreal. I've just never I've seen him play obviously on Sundays, but getting to watch him work, his footwork is unbelievable. He's never in like a bad position. He's never out of position. Like he's never in his feet are never crossed over. He's just always in that perfect spot to be able to run right with you.
Yeah. Have you ran into Myles Garrett at all yet?
I did. Miles. He's awesome. Like I said, everyone's super nice in the facility. Like haven't had an encounter with anyone yet. Where I'm like, oh, don't really like that guy. Like everyone's great, and he's right up there with everyone else.
No. Remember the Titans action, defense over there, offense over here.
No.
Okay.
That's awesome. We're gonna finish up with Luke Floria up next on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb. He is Chevsay, and we are here with Luke Floria. We're going to finish up talking to Luke about some off-field stuff, and this is going to be a lot easier because Luke is a local guy. Luke, right now, middle of July, how are you spending your time when you are not playing football or not working out?
Menor Headlands.
I was going to say,
No?
I haven't been up to the Headlands in quite a while, actually. I should head back up there. Got a nice sunset there. Outside of working out, golfed a little bit of golf. I'm not a good golfer by any means, so don't ask me what I'm shooting. I golf a little bit, pickleball, Menor Civic Center, basically 2 or 3 times a week. That's if anyone wants to find me, that's where you can catch me.
Oh yeah.
Pickleball's. If I could go pro in pickleball, I'd go pro in pickleball.
So it's so fun.
And
so fun.
I don't want to say
I've
instead
not
of
played
football. That
pickleball
sounds
yet.
bad, but it's the most fun sport to play.
Yeah.
Easy on the body. Everyone can play it from
Yeah.
5 years old to 105.
I see the 105-year-olds and they get it. They take that thing like it's Roger Federer.
I actually played at
On
6
the
a.m.
clay.
this morning with
Oh wow.
Dan Murphy. He's the PR guy for the Browns. He lives in Menor.
There you go.
And he texted me. He's like, "Hey, we need one more for pickleball." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, it's 6 a.m." I was but yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I played at 6 a.m. this morning, so pickleball's awesome.
Good for you, dude.
So we're big on food here. We found our best burger spot.
Okay.
Obviously, Headlands has Wingstop. I'm curious if you're gonna say the bar that a lot of people say for wings. What's your best wing spot in the local area? Because that's our next thing that we're searching for.
Best wing spot. We used to go. I don't know. Does Kent count? Is Kent close enough? Are you
Yeah.
talking-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah.
So I think it was every Tuesday. A bunch of us would always go up to this place called El Dorado's in Kent. I don't know if it's classified as a dive bar, but it's not like a fancy bar.
Mhm.
We always go up there and get wings on Tuesdays. They're like $1 for $1 per wing, maybe cheaper actually.
Okay. Hey, man, El Dorado.
Phenomenal.
Huh? What about in the Menor area? Because a lot of people say Spuds. You ever had Spuddies? Their wings.
That's in Menor on the Lake. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have had Spuddies. Spuddies is solid.
I've heard a lot of good things about them. I haven't tried it yet.
I can't tell you the last time. I can't tell you the last time I was there.
Okay. All right.
What about best overall restaurant? This can be anything because we've had a couple people walk through here, and a lot of them have said Marble Room, which
Yeah.
not everybody watching is going to want to go to Marble Room
No.
on a random Tuesday night. Your favorite restaurant locally?
Favorite local restaurant. So the NFLPA comes in and takes all the rookies out to dinner after having a big rookie meeting. Went to Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit was solid.
That's
Ooh,
good
nice.
too.
It was really good. Did that just open up recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was top notch.
What'd you get at Fahrenheit?
I got a giant 18-ounce steak.
Nice.
Biggest
Oh,
one
yeah.
on the menu.
That's
Yeah.
what everybody's in here saying.
I mean,
steak.
if it's on the NFLPA, I'm not holding out. I'm ordering what I want on the menu.
So you're talking about not holding out. Like, let's just say that rookie dinner's coming up and receivers want to go get some dinner. I mean,
McDonald's, Jerry. Jerry's getting McDonald's.
little $5 meal
Yeah.
deal.
Maybe I'll splurge. Maybe we'll go to like Wendy's and get a biggie bag. But
$7.
I saw you posted the snack wraps back.
Yeah, snack wraps
How
are back.
good was it?
It was great.
I haven't had.
Great.
When was the last time that was out? I haven't had one in forever.
Got to be 10 years.
Dude,
Yeah.
I might have to go get me one before camp.
You should.
You can't.
You
I
know
can't eat those during camp. But
Get one now. Get one while they're hot.
Yeah.
I mean, the line was insane. The
Really?
line was insane. I got there like probably half an hour after they started serving lunch from breakfast too. But yeah,
they still
are
got
back.
ranch on them. And
They
everything?
do. They got ranch and they got I think
Shoot.
spicy now. I think those are the two. But
See,
yeah.
they brought back the snack wraps. What they need to do one time now. I mean, I don't know if y'all had it, but when they had the chicken wings, do you remember when McDonald's
I
had the
never
chicken wings?
no, I know.
I don't think I ever had
Never had
McDonald's chicken wings.
Look, I know it sounds crazy,
Yeah.
like McDonald's and chicken wings. What are we talking about? Those wings were some of the best wings that I recall. I just remember the first time I tried. I'm like, this is not gonna be good. I'm like, there's no way it's gonna be good. Man, I took a bite of that. I was in the drive-thru the next hour. I was like, I gotta get some more of these because they sold them in like 3 and 5 packs, and they were nice, thick, juicy sizes. Those were so good. And then the chicken selects.
I love
Chicken
it.
select.
I love
Yeah.
chicken select.
The chicken selects were
solid.
S tier.
Yeah, those are good too. All right, I want to do a little new segment here because we haven't had a guest in the summer. I've been on a big ice cream kick lately. You guys are East Side Warriors. I don't know what the best spots are on the East Side. You can plug whatever you want, but I'm curious. Go to ice cream order, especially now that we're in the summer.
Go to ice cream order. All right, so this is gonna be another Kent thing. So it's pretty much everywhere though. I feel like a place called Handles.
Yeah, love it.
Everyone had Handles.
Never had it.
It's good.
So I would
Gotta get
go and shout out my buddy Isaac Vance, ice cream lover, is my teammate for 5 years. Love the kid. We'd go all the time. 4-scoop sampler. First scoop in there. It's called Monkey Business. It's like banana ice cream with like chocolate chunks in it. It's phenomenal. Next one, I would go with just classic cookie dough. That's probably my favorite. Pound for pound cookie dough is probably my favorite. And then what was it? It was like a raspberry dream kind of thing. Also phenomenal. Then you went with Superman. Just classic
Wow.
Superman.
Okay.
That's
Four-
a lot.
That's a lot.
Four
That's a lot
scoop
of
sample. It was
colors.
like 4 scoops of ice cream. It was like $5.
Dang.
Couldn't
Oh,
beat
wow.
it. Couldn't beat it at Handles.
Wow.
What is it? 9
went-
now?
2 years ago during the summer, I went 27 days in a row. That was when what was that app? Be Real.
Yeah.
Where you take the picture.
Be real.
I would hold out on no matter what time. I would hold out on my Be Real until I was at Handles.
That's awesome.
So Brian Hoyer got the Mr. Hero. Maybe you and the Mr. Handles sponsor coming
That'd be
up.
cool.
Handles?
I would love that if they they would like to reach out to me. I'd be more than willing.
Handles, if you're watching,
Yeah.
we got somebody right here for you.
We were in Tennessee this week and a half ago, and they had a Ben and Jerry's at one of the outlets.
Ben & Jerry's
You want
is
to take a
solid.
guess how much the ice cream was?
Too much. I mean, you go to like the store and you get like one of those little pints. It's
Pints.
like $7. Like,
Yeah, but okay, but we at the store. We at the what you call it? Try $11.
that's
Really?
unreal.
2 ice creams was $20.
It's crazy.
What? I'm like, this ain't even that good. But as far as my order, it's easy. You can't go wrong with it. Oreo Blizzard
There
with
you
crushed
go.
peanuts.
I'm gonna order
I
that
mean,
too.
but
Good
the
answer.
crushed peanuts is key. Now when we grew up, obviously the kid, oh, you like nuts in your ice cream, like you know what I mean. That was the running joke.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to keep it hidden. But I'm like, you know what? I'm older now. Peanuts and ice cream, can't beat it.
It is good stuff.
Literally can't beat
It
it.
is
I
good
don't think
stuff.
I'm old enough yet. It's not for me.
You better try. I'm telling you, get it right. Oreo Blizzard with the crushed peanuts. It's the savory and the sweet. It's perfect.
Yeah.
If I could give another shout out to an ice cream place, Scooters in Manor. You guys ever had Scooters?
Oh,
It's like on the way to Headlands. Like
not even the ice cream.
it's like right off 44. It's always packed. Like it's a little shop. It's called
the hot dog shop.
Scooters Dog House. Yeah, you can get like a foot long hot dog. Scooters.
You never had Scooters?
No, never.
It's phenomenal.
I'm
gonna
just
have-
getting. I'm just
It's,
getting
it's
put
an
on
awesome.
the East
It's
side
an
now.
awesome date spot. 'Cause you go in, get
It's
ice
like
cream,
a-
you
it's literally
drive
the
3
size
more
of this.
minutes down. What's that? 44 right there. Drive 3 more minutes down.
Mhm.
Drive right into Headlands. Watch the sunset.
Hell yeah. You're putting us on game, Luke. We
It's a-
appreciate
it's a
you.
good
The
date,
LA
yeah.
street dog is what you got to get though. I haven't had the ice cream from there though. I've had the
Moose
hot
Tracks.
dogs.
Moose Tracks is my
Moose
go-to
Tracks.
there.
I think the shakes are like $6, so I'm like, okay. So maybe I'm gonna have to try it now because I didn't know the ice cream was.
What kind of hot dog do you say you get?
The LA street dog. It comes with mayo, bacon, red peppers, onions, and it's it's just
Sounds good.
it's amazing.
I get the
honestly-
Cardinal dog. I haven't been there yet this summer. I gotta get out. I gotta go. To
I gotta get out
go
there,
to a
too.
lot
You
of
guys make-
places before I
make
gotta
me
report
hungry.
back.
One spot you have to go to that's not Scooters before you go back to camp.
I have to. I mean, it sounded like McDonald's for the snack wrap, but I'd say one local place in Menor. Shoot, my favorite breakfast spot. It's called Manhattan Deli.
Okay.
Ooh, that
Banger.
sounds good.
Phenomenal. They got everything you can imagine there.
It always smells good whenever I go in there. Never ate there though.
It's phenomenal.
And the one in the corner right by Mally's, right?
Yeah, it's like you go Mally's and you go right in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my spot.
There's a King's Crab there. It's like a.
That's gone. They just took that out, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they just took it out.
When?
A couple months ago.
Damn.
Dang. I mean, I could see why the business was never booming there.
I was going to say, you might have been their only customer. I don't think I've ever seen anyone go there.
Okay. I mean, the seafood boil wasn't like over the top, but it was good for a seafood boil and Menor.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. We appreciate you hopping on, Luke. We appreciate you giving
awesome.
your 2 cents on everything from football to food. Plug your socials wherever they can find you. Any platforms, anything you want, feel free.
Follow me on Instagram. Just look at my name or Floria 2. I don't go on Twitter a whole lot. You won't see a whole lot of tweets from me, but I'm Luke Floria 2 on there as well. And yeah, go Browns.
Go Browns. We will see you guys up next on our brief finale here on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb. He is Chef Zay. That was an awesome interview with Luke Floria. But before we get out of here, we do have a very hot topic to discuss across the NFL world. Really, the only piece of consistent content we're seeing in the world right now is the NFL Top 100 list. And Pat raised a great question while we were on break here. How many Cleveland Browns will be on that NFL Top 100 list when it is fully released? I'm curious, Zay. What do you think?
I'm just trying to go off the top of my head. I'm going to go Miles, Judy, Ward. Those are the easy 3, I feel like. Obviously, it's not easy because Denzel Ward gets screwed every single year. He didn't make top 100 last year, right? And I want to say Joel, but I don't think they're going to give him that love. I think we're looking at can we put Corey Bojorquez in there?
Ooh.
I mean, dude was the best punter in the freaking league. He was our best player at one point last year.
The real question is, will players vote for a punter?
I mean, I'm voting for him because he was our MVP for probably 12 weeks out of the year last year.
Yeah.
So give me those guys.
I think it's going to wind up being 3. I think Myles Garrett, for all I care, Myles Garrett's the best player in the NFL, regardless. Denzel Ward should be on there. I think he will be on there. Judy, David Njoku, those are the 2 that stick out in my head as like teetering in that 90-ish range across the NFL because I have a top 100 list and I worked through it and I was like, I should put as many Browns on here as I can. And then I'm like looking at these guys and Jalen Hurts is at 75 on my thing. But there's so many really good players across the NFL that we just completely forget about because they're not in the AFC North or just positionally. We forget about a lot of offensive linemen who will be on there as well. I think it's going to be 3. Would I be crazy for saying I think David Njoku is a better player than Jerry Jeudy? Because I think he is.
See, here's the thing that if you would have caught me before I watched Jerry Jeudy play, I would have probably 100% agreed with you.
Yeah.
But after I've got to witness Jerry Jeudy, after I see how he's carried himself, after he talked the talk and walked the walk, that was something that Browns players in particular do not do. Where they're like, you think back to the Denver game, the hype leading up to that Denver game, how he was all in the media basically saying it's on. Yeah. And then he comes out and does it. I don't know if I can. I don't know yet. If anything, I'm gonna put them neck and neck because I do think of what David Njoku's just raw specimen talent is. I do think about the 2023 season, and I also think about the opportunity share that Jerry Jeudy gets a lot more opportunities than David Njoku. But you could be right after this year, seeing as though Stefanski's going back to that tight end offense, and David Njoku should be a huge vocal point in this offense this year.
Yeah, it's so tough. I think in terms of raw talent, I would think David Njoku has more ability as a football player. But you're right, at some point, and this is just in football in general, production has to speak more than talent. And when you look at last year, they were working with the same quarterbacks. Obviously, injuries can play a part, but Jerry Jeudy was better last year. That was the reality in terms of production, even if he had more opportunities. I think we can agree in terms of the AFC North, the Ravens will have the most players on there.
Per usual.
But will another team have more than the Browns?
In the AFC North?
Yeah.
The Bengals probably will. Yeah.
I'm forgetting about T. Higgins. About T. Higgins.
But wait, I wasn't even going to include Higgins.
Who am I forgetting then?
Hendrickson,
Burrow, Chase. If the Browns have 3. It'd be the same.
Oh, it'd be the same, right?
I think Higgins will.
You think
It's tough.
but if you said Jalen Hurts at 75.
There's so many good players in the NFL.
Is there one more guy that I'm thinking of that we aren't
on
talking about
Cincy?
on
not,
Cincy?
not that I can think of. Pittsburgh, I mean, you'll get Watt, Hayward,
Highsmith? No.
maybe DK. Aaron
Cam
Rodgers
or
probably
Hayward?
won't be on there. Yeah, Cam Hayward will be on there.
That's Aaron Rodgers going to crack that list?
Probably not this year. I don't know though.
Yeah, they make
I don't because Tua got so they've come out with the first 10, I think, and Tua's on there, which surprised me.
Tua's on there. You got it the way around.
I don't know. I think people the name recognition will carry weight with former players, so maybe the Steelers do, but it's going to be close for all I care. Steelers, Bengals, Browns will all be around the same, but I mean the Ravens are going to have like 10. So
T. Higgins would be the one to watch out for because if he's gonna hit, he could be. I think he's debatable.
Lad McConkey is already on there.
Okay, so then yeah, he's probably on there. Then
Yeah.
I think he's better than Lad.
What would Browns fans do if Lad McConkey was on there and Jerry Jeudy wasn't?
That'd be a slap in the face. That'd be disrespectful, honestly.
Lad McConkey's a good player.
He's a good player, but he also has Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson, and every other quarterback under the sun throwing to him. Like,
Yeah, that is true.
It's pretty impressive. Like, I think people underestimate how impressive it is to be a good receiver in Cleveland.
Yeah.
We always go back to Josh Gordon, and when Amari Cooper was here, I was in that debate camp where I'm like, I think Amari Cooper was the best receiver we've ever seen, just because of the 2 seasons that he went back to back. Like, it's so hard to be a good receiver in Cleveland, and for Jerry Jeudy to just come in and do this like it's nothing, like it's pretty impressive. So I don't know. I think we'll have to discuss who was the best receiver if you had to give them 5 seasons apiece. And you obviously you can't project Josh Gordon to have another season like he did. It's gonna be tough. It'd probably run away with it, but. I don't know. I think it's a good conversation to have because I think Amari Cooper was as consistent and as good as we've ever seen at the receiver position.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, in terms of prime, I mean, we've had this debate. It has to be Josh Gordon or Odell. If you're getting 5 years of their prime, it has to be one of those two. But, like, which one of those two are you actually going to get 5 years of their prime? I don't know. It's a great debate. I'm with you.
If Josh Gordon was in today's NFL and we know he had that year, weed's legal. You ain't gotta worry about the test and all that stuff. What's Josh Gordon's career like in today's NFL after that amazing season he had?
Ooh, I think trajectory. Like I'm trying to compare him to a current player.
Are we talking Calvin Johnson trajectory?
No, I don't. I don't know.
I mean, he's the only receiver ever go back-to-back 200 yards.
Yeah.
He was a freak specimen.
It would depend on quarterback play for sure. It would depend on quarterback play
Derek
for
Anderson
sure.
throwing to him.
I'm trying to think of an older receiver who's still very much at the top of the top. Like Justin Jefferson is not older.
DeAndre Hopkins?
No, because he's really tapered off. In terms of production, I really don't think his play is that different. But in terms of production, he's really tapered off. I'm trying to think of the top guys in the league. Maybe a Devontae Adams. I think Devontae Adams would be a fair comparison because to me, Devontae Adams is still top 10 receiver in the league. But he's older and he's done it. That is true.
Gordon, when you watch Gordon's highlights, because I went back and I did this, because every so often Josh Gordon goes through these spurts on social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let's go watch some highlights. Yeah. When you watch those highlights, it's like he wasn't torching he wasn't cutting them up. He was just literally like, my stride's longer than yours. This ball's here. I'm gonna just catch it and run. Like it was weird to project him because he wasn't like tactical with it.
Yeah, AJ Brown reminds me a lot of Josh Gordon. AJ Brown reminds me a lot of Josh Gordon. But I mean, I don't know. AJ Brown to me, it's partially the offense he's in Philly, but the production will probably never be there like it is for Josh, or was for Josh Gordon, excuse me. But that is a good debate. If there was a Browns receiver you could have for 5 years of the prime, I think you're getting Josh Gordon or Odell. You could throw Josh Cribbs in there. I mean, would you throw Amari in there?
Give me Muhammad Massaquoi, man. Let's go. give me Muhammad, give me Northcutt, and give me Cribbs and Kevin Johnson. Let's call it a day.
That would
Quincy Morgan. That's a good one.
We need somebody in the receiver room, whether it's Luke or one of those guys,
right?
to step up this year. But we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you listening. Zanny, final words before we sign off?
Go enjoy this weather because we know rain's coming probably for a week straight or something. So go out, enjoy the weather. We are 2 weeks away from training camp, the best time of the year other than opening day. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. I believe the next time we record will be the final episode before people start reporting. Final episode before receivers and quarterbacks start reporting.
Luke said that, right?
Yeah. So we will see you guys next week on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network.